Hi, this is Michael Gillis with the Gillies Team. Today I'm joined by Jens Green,
hey, how you
owner
doing?
of J Green Insurance here in town, local insurance provider. And today we're going to talk a little bit about some things that you may not know about your insurance that you probably should. Okay, so Jens, are there any special add-ons, or is there anything that our clients need to be considering when they're looking at their homeowners insurance options?
Yeah, I think there are. One of the things would be, is your house on well and septic, or is it on city sewer? I think that's really important, because if you're on well and septic, then you might not need the backup sewer endorsement. If you're on city sewer, you should have the backup sewer endorsement. What could happen is that if there's some digging across the street in your neighbor's yard, they hit the sewer pipe, and there's a claim, it might not be covered because the claim occurred off your premises, and when the sewage backs up into your basement, there might not be coverage.
Okay, so you're saying that even if it's off property, that it can be covered, but you have to have that specific endorsement.
Correct.
Okay, and then if a backup happens when it's on the property or within the walls of the house, then that's typically covered.
There's no problem.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's great info. So on a different note, I know that before you mentioned to me something called about something called replacement cost, and that differs from what a more basic coverage with insurance may be. I had never heard of it when you mentioned it to me. Can you explain a little bit about that to people watching the video?
Sure. Yeah, what you want to have on your personal property, your contents, is replacement cost. If you have a catastrophic loss in your home, and let's say you have a 2007 TV, well, we don't want to give you personal property of a used 2007 TV.
Nobody wants a 2007 TV.
Right. you want a 2017 TV, so you're going to get all new things. We're not going to give you used socks. We're not going to give you used underwear. We're going to give you brand new socks, brand new underwear.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you have replacement cost. You don't want actual cash value, which is what a car is. A car is brand new minus depreciation. You want to stay away from that.
Okay, and so, for example, if there's a fire or a flood that ruins somebody's basement,
flood's not covered.
Okay.
You're going to need a flood insurance policy.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a flood. With our policies, we do comprehensive perils, saying that everything is covered. There's two things that aren't going to be covered: flood and earthquake. We can add the earthquake endorsement, but if you need flood, you need to get a flood insurance policy.
Totally different ballgame.
Right.
Okay. Okay, great. So, gents, we have a lot of clients that are preparing to move, whether it's now or a year down the road. What questions should those people be asking their insurance providers?
I would say one of the things that they should be asking their insurance provider is there stuff covered? I mean, a lot of times it could be in a container, a pod, it could be moving across the country, or it could be moving across the county. Is there stuff covered? With our policies, it is. It's actually covered anywhere in the U.S.
Okay.
So while it's in transit, there is coverage for it once you bind our policy. I think that's a really important thing to ask. Okay.
Yeah. So when if there's an accident on the road, if their stuff's in a semi going to California, they want to know that it's covered, and they need to ask that question of their provider to make sure.
Absolutely. A lot of times people will put their stuff in storage units, and they call and ask, hey, is our stuff covered? And I say, yeah, your stuff's covered anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So it's one thing you don't have to worry about with my company.
Great. So one other question that we get a lot is, when someone is going from being a homeowner to a landlord, how does that affect their insurance? Are they okay to leave things as it is, or are there things that they need to do differently?
I actually see this problem a lot. What people will do is they'll move from their house, put renters in there, and they won't even talk to their insurance agent.
Right.
So that policy that they have is not a rented to others insurance policy. It's a homeowner's policy.
Okay.
So what they want to do is they want to talk to their agent. They want to tell them, hey, I'm moving. What should I do? Well, one of the things is there's contents coverage in that house. We're not insuring any contents because your contents aren't in there.
Right.
The tenant should get their own insurance policy.
Right.
One other thing I always recommend is up your medical payments. If something happens to that renter, they should have there should be some medical payments coverage on there, so that if they do have a claim, they slip and fall, something like that, you can take cash, pay the hospital bill, and the insurance company will reimburse you just like that. It won't have to go through litigation, and will make things easier for everybody.
Okay, so a couple things there. It sounds like, one, you can save money by changing from a full homeowner's policy to a renter's policy in some cases.
Correct.
Because
Yep.
you're covering the structure, you're not covering all the contents.
Correct.
But then it's also important to make sure that your tenants have a renter's policy, and you should
Correct.
probably get a copy of that to make sure that they're fully covered.
Yes.
And then the medical thing sounds like a great idea. It's one of those things that may never happen, but if it does, it will probably save your butt.
Well, and it's a no-brainer. It'll literally cost you probably $2 or $3 more a year.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I mean, it's you'll probably end up saving money by converting it to a renter's policy. But if you do have that claim and they find out that there's someone not in there, you could be in trouble. So it's important.
Great. So are there any other little tidbits, anything else that's going on right now that would be interesting for people out there to know?
Yeah, actually, I was watching the news. It was 7 o'clock news only 2 nights ago, and they mentioned that insurance rates are going to go up 20% this year.
Wow.
And the reason for that is that people are on their cell phones. They're distracted drivers.
Sure.
There's a lot of claims because of that. Because of that, we're all going to pay for those rates going up.
Yeah.
And there's one way to lower those rates when they do go up.
Okay.
And that's by combining your home and auto together. You get a credit.
Right.
With my company, we
Okay.
actually offer a 30% credit
Wow.
for home and auto. So that's a good way to save you money when you do see those when you see those rates go up.
Well, and so you hear a lot on TV about bundling your home and auto, but is that something that most people have done?
I would say it's 50-50. We see
Okay.
it sometimes, but other times we don't. With my company, when you bundle home and auto, we can almost beat anybody's rate.
Okay. Well, hey, these are just a few things. Jens, again, is a local agent. If I have an insurance question, he's where I go. These are some things that we thought might be interesting to a lot of you out there. If you've got other questions, contact me, or we'll make sure to have Jens Green, J Green Insurance Agency, his information in the blog post down below. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.